Would you look at that? To think they'd beat the Reaper. Glad I got to enjoy the show, albeit from the cheap seats. But the Princess Platoon really stole the spotlight. What a strange power that girl has.
Your Excellency, shall we call back the retreating units?
No need. We already lost this battle. As for the war, Jutland's army is the least of our concerns. To bring down Vanagond, we'll need to start planning ahead. Looks like things are finally getting interesting.
Lure the Jutland army into an industrial area with no escape, then have the Valkyria inflict a devastating blow. That was Emperor Claudius's intent, but it was halted by the activities of the Vanagond. Meanwhile, Lindegard takes action in Jutland after Avalon was taken. He claimed that the Empire's use of a Valkyria was a sign of a larger attack and appealed to the king for a ceasefire. However, Solomon the traitor opposed that by focusing on the results that were gained from the Avalon battle.
Nonsense! The death toll alone was catastrophic.
You exaggerate. The casualties accrued were well within expected contingencies.
How can you say such a thing?
Your Majesty, this is how I perceive it. The deployment of a Valkyria proves that the Empire acknowledges us as a threat. This is a monumental achievement. The Empire had no intention of negotiating a ceasefire in the first place. That is why they used the Valkyria. Thankfully, our army has the anti-Valkyria squad, and they have proved to us that a Valkyria is nothing to fear. That is why we should set up an environment in which we can arrange a treaty to our benefit. If we think of the people's suffering and anguish, it's obvious what we must do.
I heard a song. It had an air of nostalgia. To think it would come from a mere mortal.
Oh, your countenance betrays something akin to emotion. Almost as if you were human. According to Gustav, the girl's voice overpowered your own. Leave the little songbird to me. Mark me, you and I share life itself. Your enemies are mine. Have you finished licking your wounds?
Yes, sire.
Our hunter has fallen again to the fangs of the wolf,
I have brought shame to your empire.
No matter. To err is human, to forgive divine. Maxime, we shall grant you opportunity to redeem yourself.
I am grateful, your majesty.
You know of the Princess Ophelia, no?
Indeed. I have crossed blades with her several times in the battlefield.
To hear tell of the recent battle, she too can sing a Galder.
A Galder?
This new magic is said to rival even that of the Valkyria. Who knew such a rose could blossom amidst the jutish weeds?
The princess wields it.
Of course. Her powers pale in comparison to the Reapers, but a thorn in our side cannot be ignored. Therefore, we wish for you to assassinate the Princess Ophelia.
Assassinate?
Correct. Any threat to our reign must be nipped in the bud. Our predecessors learned that piece of wisdom far too late.
I cannot comply. Assassination is not the way for a king to fight. Your Majesty has always boldly gone to battle to take what you desire. That is your Imperial Majesty's path of power.
Oh, You dare to lecture us on the way of kings?
No, that was not my...
You are mistaken. Nothing matters but that which leads us on the road to rule. We would become a monster, or a demon to take another step. You were ordained a Grand General because we deemed you fit to follow in our footsteps. Was our confidence misplaced? Maxime, this is not a request, but an imperial command. Assassinate the Princess Ophelia.
I... cannot.
Did you not come to learn, to drink from our well of wisdom?
Allow me to fulfill that duty.
Huh?
Victor.
Is that acceptable, Maxime?
We will abide. Victor, you are hereby appointed to the task.
As you command.
Then allow me to continue.
The pendant?
You sure it's the exact same necklace, not some knockoff?
There's no way one of us would mistake it. There's only one in the world.
Why would the Valkyria be wearing Miss Maria's pendant?
No way! Is she already...
If they were going to kill her, they would have done it already with everyone else that day. But they took her.
Which is why we knew she was still alive.
I believe she is, even now. I'm uncertain about that pendant, however.
There's a lot about this last battle we don't understand, including a new Grand General with advanced augmentation. Not to mention a Valkyria with Miss Maria's pendant and the princess's newfound power.
You gonna report all that crazy shit?
No. The royal family said not to. I suppose they don't want anyone thinking the princess is a Valkyria herself.
I didn't anticipate that a Valkyria would be deployed. You have my apologies.
It's my fault too. I didn't catch even a hint of it.
Means their classified info's on lockdown. Not too shabby.
But we now know for certain. Unless we defeat the Valkyria, we can't carry our wishes to completion.
Ruse clearly means business. Expect to encounter the Valkyria again.
Lucky us. The more they show their hand, the more chances we get to beat them up.
Am's the one who's beating them up?
Hey, Vi. Don't forget about the alchemic weapons I developed. Of course, Sabanchi and company is gonna keep on upping the ante. So come on, let's all kick some Valkyrian ass together.
Yeah. Together. I'll see what I can dig up on Valkyria lore. Might discover something new if we compare it to what we've seen firsthand.
We'll need to look into the princess's song, too.
It's called a Galder.
Care to share with the class, Sam?
Powerful magic that's channeled through singing. That's all I learned at the Institute. I don't remember the specifics, but I think it can somehow weaken a Valkyria.
I think I've read something about that before. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's definitely worth looking into.
If we press the advantage, it may become our trump card against the Valkyria.
Which means, Am, you'll need to properly protect the princess.
Guess the Maiden of Jutland's our new VIP, huh? Hey, what's up?
I'm sorry. I let Gustav get away.
Oh, that? Ah, forget about it.
If the Empire is taking the war with Jutland in earnest, we can be sure the Grand Generals will be on the battlefield. We don't need to rush it, Amlet.
The Grand Generals. Didn't think they'd find a new one so fast.
Yeah, who the hell is this guy?
Laertes, the Prince of Upseria.
Say what?
Ophelia said she was sure.
Ipseria's prince alive. What a scoop.
Even if he's the real deal, it doesn't change the fact that Ruse wiped out the rest of Ipseria's royal family. Which means the Emperor killed this guy's parents. So how the goddamn did he end up a Grand General?
The trust between the Emperor and his Grand Generals is stronger than blood. I'm sure there's a reason he was added.
Vi, could you look into him?
Yeah, I'll dig around.
Thanks.
Ipsaria has calmed down under Jutland's rule. The existence of the prince may become a hindrance.
This is getting complicated.
Very. All the more reason to be careful.
Oh, you're awake.
Miranda.
You should lie down, milady.
No, I am all right. Although my head is still a bit foggy.
My brother told me what happened.
I cannot remember much, except wanting to protect everyone by singing. That much I recall quite clearly.
And protect them you did. Godot said your voice was angelic.
Is that so?
His Majesty has ordered the military to research your song.
Huh.
Your Highness may very well be the real anti-Valkyria force.
Me? This is most confusing. Yet I cannot forget the battlefield. Whatever they say about me, the truth is that when Vandergind really needed me, I failed to prove myself to the anti-Valkyria squad. Where is Godot now?
My brother's out. He said he wanted to look something up.
Leaving so soon?
Yes, sorry for intruding.
Did you find the article you wanted?
Yes, thank you for the assistance.
No, by all means. Happy to be of help.
Thank you, again. I must be off.
Huh? Oh, Freet! What brings you here? We don't have a meeting scheduled, do we?
Just need to do a bit of research. The guy who just left, wasn't that...
The orphanage that burned down 10 years ago. It was in Molda. The mother and daughter running it, and most of the children all burned to death. Only 5 orphans survived. I'm certain one of them was the captain. And it was 10 years ago that then Crown Prince Claudius came to Molda with the 4 Grand Generals. He came to survey the Valkyria ruins. Unfortunately, most of the records from then were lost once Molda was annexed by Ruse. It can't be a coincidence that all the records of the captain and the other orphans vanished around the same time.
Oh, Lieutenant Villefort! It's getting really bad, sir. Please, come help.
Explain yourself, knave. Clamming up again! Do you take us for fools, you baseborn?
Are you finished? I acknowledge your complaint. Seems there's room for improvement in my command style. I apologize. I'll try to work on that. Don't hesitate to speak up if you have any further complaints in the future. That goes for all of you. Is that all?
You!
What's going on here?
Oh, as always, you have great timing.
We wanted the captain to explain with his words what happened at Avaloon.
You're referring to when he disappeared.
Don't you find that suspicious? He just ran off without telling us a thing.
It happened in Molda, too. He acted on his own. It's unusual.
And you all feel the same?
Well, we don't plan to yap on about it as much as a certain someone, though. It's just, well, we want to do something about this atmosphere.
This keeps up, the group won't be able to work well as a unit. We should resolve this issue, you know.
Don't know, don't care.
But wait, everybody! The reason the captain ran off was to face the Valkyria alone. I'm sure he just didn't want to put anyone else in danger.
If that's the case, that's a big problem. It means the captain doesn't trust our abilities. This unit was created to eliminate the threat of the Valkyria. If we aren't trusted, we won't be able to risk our lives when it's needed most.
You're a soldier too. You get what Bridget's saying, don't you?
Now do you understand the severity of the situation? We can't carry on like this!
I trust each and every last one of you. I wouldn't be here if not for all of you. I thought for sure the Valkyria was going to kill me. But then you guys showed up, and we won. The anti-Valkyria squad won.
Captain.
If we work together, we can overwhelm the Valkyria. I have a responsibility to bring victory to Jutland, and I'll need your strength to do that. I'm counting on all of you.
Don't look at me! I shan't be fooled by such words. Besides, that was no explanation. 'Twas a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
I think it best to drop this matter.
Excuse me?
It's true the captain's behavior as of late has been suspect, and I cannot and will not ignore that. But we are at war. Right now, the only thing that matters is victory. I will personally keep note of the captain's actions, and render judgment after the campaign winds down. Do you find that agreeable, Captain?
I have no objections.
Then the matter is settled. We remain on standby until the next mission. Dismissed.
What?
Jorder.
Roger.
What the deuce? Now see here, I still haven't even...
Well now, we have a standby order. That means it's time for drinks.
I hope I didn't overstep my bounds.
Not at all.
Captain, I want to trust you.
Yes, so you've mentioned.
That is why I will continue to look into your past. This war is personal for you. Whatever's between you and the Grand Generals causes you to lose your composure. The fire at the orphanage in Mulda, the children who survived, Claudius looking into the Valkyria ruins at that same time. I must know what it is you're hiding.